The ballroom shimmered with golden chandeliers and quiet whispers of wealthy guests, but Emily Carter felt like she didn't belong there at all. Her pale blue dress was the only elegant thing she owned, borrowed from a friend, and even that felt too simple among the glittering gowns and tuxedos. She stood near the grand staircase of the luxury hotel, clutching her hands nervously while scanning the crowd. Her heart pounded as if it wanted to escape her chest. Across the room stood the man everyone seemed to admire and fear at the same time, Alexander Kingston, the young billionaire CEO whose business empire dominated half the city. He stood tall and confident in a dark suit, surrounded by investors and executives who laughed at every word he said. Emily swallowed hard. She knew approaching him was a crazy idea, but desperation had a way of pushing people beyond their limits. Just an hour earlier she had overheard two ruthless debt collectors on the phone saying they would take away the small apartment where she lived with her sick younger brother if the remaining medical bill wasn't paid by tomorrow morning. She had already tried everything, extra shifts, borrowing from friends, even selling the little jewelry her mother left her, but it still wasn't enough. That was when she heard someone mention that Alexander Kingston hated his manipulative ex-girlfriend who would also be attending tonight's event, hoping to win him back. A risky thought formed in Emily's mind. If she could pretend to be his new girlfriend just for the night, maybe he would agree to help her. Taking a deep breath, she walked straight toward him. The closer she got, the more intimidating he looked, sharp jawline, cold gray eyes, and the calm aura of someone used to controlling every room he entered. She stopped right in front of him. The conversation around him fell silent as people noticed the nervous girl standing there. Alexander looked down at her with slight confusion. "Can I help you?" he asked coolly. Emily's voice trembled but she forced the words out. "Please, act like you love me." The people nearby gasped softly at the strange request. Alexander raised an eyebrow, clearly amused. "That's a very unusual introduction." Emily's eyes filled with tears she tried desperately to hide. "I know it sounds crazy," she whispered quickly, "but your ex is here tonight. She's been telling everyone she'll win you back. If you pretend I'm your girlfriend, even for a few minutes, she'll leave you alone. In return I'll do anything you ask." Alexander studied her carefully, as if trying to read every hidden motive behind her words. For a moment he remained silent, and Emily feared she had just humiliated herself in front of the richest people in the city. But then something unexpected happened. Alexander slowly placed his arm around her waist and pulled her closer. Gasps spread through the crowd. His voice became soft but confident as he said loudly enough for the nearby guests to hear, "Darling, you're late. I was starting to miss you." Emily's heart skipped a beat as she realized he had agreed. The room buzzed with curiosity. Just then, a glamorous woman in a sparkling red dress, Alexander's ex, froze a few steps away, staring at them with disbelief. Alexander leaned closer to Emily and whispered near her ear, "You better make this convincing." Emily nodded nervously, placing her hand gently against his chest while trying to act natural. The jealous ex-girlfriend stormed over. "Alexander, what is this?" she demanded angrily. He didn't even look at her. Instead, he brushed a strand of hair from Emily's face with surprising tenderness. "This," he said calmly, "is my girlfriend." The woman's face turned pale before she stormed away in embarrassment. The crowd quickly returned to their conversations, but Emily felt dizzy from the sudden attention. She stepped back awkwardly. "Thank you, you didn't have to do that," she said quietly. Alexander folded his arms, studying her again. "Now tell me the real reason you approached me." Emily hesitated, but the weight of her situation crushed her pride. She told him everything about her sick brother, the hospital bills, the debt collectors, and how she had no other choice. When she finished, she expected him to laugh or walk away. Instead, Alexander's expression softened slightly, though he tried to hide it. "You walked up to a billionaire and asked him to pretend he loves you just to save your brother?" he asked. Emily nodded, embarrassed. "I'm sorry. I know it was foolish." For a moment he said nothing. Then he suddenly took her hand again and guided her toward the dance floor. "The act isn't over yet," he murmured. As music began playing, he pulled her into a slow dance, making it appear natural to everyone watching. Emily's heart raced, but she followed his lead. After a minute he spoke quietly, "You're brave, or incredibly desperate." "Maybe both," she admitted. Alexander looked into her eyes with a thoughtful expression. "Tell me something, Emily. If I helped you, would you disappear afterward, or would you stay and pretend to be my girlfriend a little longer? She blinked in surprise. Why would you want that? He smirked slightly. Because for the first time tonight, someone spoke to me without wanting my money, until the end. Emily laughed softly despite her nerves. In that moment something unexpected happened between them, a spark neither of them had planned. As the music faded, Alexander leaned closer and whispered, "Your brother's hospital bill will be paid tomorrow morning." Emily froze, unable to believe what she heard. Tears filled her eyes again, but this time they were tears of relief. "Thank you," she whispered. Alexander looked at the crowd watching them with curiosity and admiration. "But remember," he added softly, "tonight you asked me to act like I love you. Be careful what you wish for, sometimes pretending turns into something real." And as the night continued under the glowing chandeliers, Emily realized her desperate request might have just changed her life forever. If this emotional story touched your heart and you want to see more powerful stories about love, fate, and unexpected miracles, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss the next unforgettable story.